Hey legends, it's AJ here and I'm sharing a training with you today on the power of our mind, the power of our thoughts and how our thoughts create the feelings that we feel on a day-to-day basis or moment-to-moment basis. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing is sharing some slides with you. So let's bring those up. Here we go. Should be able to see my screen now. So the power of our thoughts in regard to actually creating the way that we feel on a moment-to-moment basis. Okay, so of course, they say that on average, we have like 30, 40, 50,000 thoughts a day. And they seem to think that most of those thoughts are actually from the previous day. Okay, so what can happen is if we continue to keep having the same thoughts going on within our mind, we're going to be creating the same similar feelings, okay, and creating the similar results as well. Okay, so really the key to our results are the thoughts that we're having on a daily basis. When we think that we can't achieve something, we've got self-doubt, we're putting ourselves down all the time, then what sort of results are we going to be having? And what sorts of actions and behavior are we going to be sticking to every day? So I want you to be more consciously aware of actually what you're thinking within your own mind on a moment-to-moment basis and start to link up your thoughts with the feelings that you're having. Okay, and a great way to do this, if you're not doing this already, is by journaling every day. So there's a training actually on this inside the group, but there's a process that we go through in the morning, certain powerful questions that we ask ourselves to get us to think in new ways, which I'm going to be explaining onto in a minute, and also reflection in the evening before you go to bed on your day as well, looking for what's been the best parts of your day. And there's a few other questions to ask yourself there too. Okay, so just talking you through this little image here. Okay, this is from Joe Dispenza, really awesome guy to follow. He shares tons of free videos on YouTube. He's a doctor and he speaks a lot about the mind and the power of the mind and how it impacts our results ultimately. Okay, so look at the left side first of all. If we're having the same thoughts day in, day out, okay, most of them are the same from the day before, okay, then we're going to be creating the same choices. All right, so same choices: unhealthy diet, not getting to the gym, not getting our exercise in, not going outside because it's cold, wet, damp, whatever. Gossiping at work, making those same choices. Switching on Netflix instead of reading a personal growth book. These sorts of things. Okay, so the same choices are going to create the same actions, same behaviors. Again, if you're creating the same behaviors and actions each day that you always have been, then what sort of results are you going to be getting off the back of that? Okay, so you're going to be producing the same experiences. So the way that you're showing up every day, your perception and experience of the world around you is impacted by all of this stuff. Okay, same thoughts, same choices, same actions, same behaviors. You're going to be creating the same experience. Okay, and lastly, creating those same feelings that you don't want. Okay, low mood, low energy, somewhat depressed, anxious, angry, frustrated, overwhelmed. Okay, all of those feelings, and that's your current or old state of being. Okay, so now looking at the right side is looking at, okay, what new thoughts can you start to think about each day that's going to create new choices for yourself? Okay, thoughts in a way that, okay, that you can do something more positive, more inspiring, more empowering thoughts that's actually going to drive you forwards to start creating these new choices. Okay, so thinking about, okay, I want to cut back on booze is one choice. I want to improve my diet. I want to start fasting and cut out my breakfast to cut back on some calories that way. I'm going to start training in the gym 3 times a week. I'm going to start doing a short home workout for 10 minutes, 5 days a week. Okay, I'm going to start switching out some of the fizzy drinks for more water and so forth. Okay, creating new thoughts, creating new choices, creating the new actions and behaviors that you're going to start living by And this is going to start creating some new experiences for you, okay? Because you're going to be feeling better, you're going to be operating better, taking more positive, consistent action every single day is going to create a whole new experience for you, okay? When you're living in the same loop, okay, going round and round like the left side, same thoughts, same choices, same behaviors, same actions, same experiences, you're going to be living life like Groundhog Day that you can't get out of, and you feel like you're stuck in a rut. Okay, so when you look at the right side and start creating this new stuff, new outcomes are going to come, new feelings are going to be created, and you're going to create this new state of being. Okay, so your only limit is your mind. So what you think about comes about. So if you are always thinking yourself down, you can't do something, you're never going to create the success that you want, then guess what? Your mind is going to help you achieve what you believe, okay, and what you're placing into your mind every single day. So just one thing alone is just to start having more self-belief in yourself. And when you feel and you start thinking about these doubtful thoughts, these disempowering thoughts that you're having, just being aware of that alone, and then just flipping those thoughts around and just think, how can I make these thoughts more empowering that are actually going to work for me? Okay, because it's very easy to get stuck in that loop. And I've been there before in my past, okay, where you feel like nothing's ever going to change. You're never going to get out of this rut. Everything's always going to be the same, and it feels difficult to break free. So once you start to be aware of this and start thinking, well, actually, these other people around me, even if it's people that you don't personally know, like looking at inspirational people out there that have changed their life around. So if they can do it, why not you? Okay, you got to start somewhere. And a good place to start is just by changing your thoughts, which is going to positively impact the rest of the stuff, the new choices, the new actions, the new behaviors, the new experiences, and the new feelings. Okay, of course, the knock-on effect is going to be brand new results for yourself too. Okay, so of course, look, there's brain foods out there to help you operate at a higher level. Broccoli, apricots, beetroot, tomatoes, multiple seeds, nuts, and so forth. Okay, so of course, putting good nutrition in your body on a consistent basis every single day, okay, is very important, because of course it's going to be helping you think better, operate better, more energy, and so forth. Okay, and of course at the same time, it's important to also have the treats that you like as well. Okay, so it's important not to just think that you've only got to have a completely strict diet to operate at your best, because it's not true. Okay, we want sustainability, which is what we speak about a lot inside this program. So it's important that you enjoy your lifestyle. You don't completely eliminate everything out of your life and just live on these foods. Okay, it's important to have that balance for sustainability and enjoyment. Okay, but more importantly, not just feeding your body the right way, but feeding your mind the right way. Okay, I've already mentioned in this video about just one thing alone, that's gossiping. You know, it could be gossiping with your co-workers, which happens a lot. You know, talking about other people at work, talking about negativity, the boss, why they're causing problems, why they're not treating you right, or just generally just gossiping about just general junk. You know, when you're feeding yourself with that, then how do you think that you're going to feel and operate, and the actions you're going to be taking? Okay, watching the news is a big one. You know, I did share a post on this the other day, and I've not personally watched the news for around 5 or 6 years, and I know one of the biggest kickbacks on that is saying that you want to stay up to date with what's happening in the world. But if you're honest with yourself and you listen to this now and your mental health isn't where you want it to be, it might just be an idea to go on a media diet, even just give yourself like a week or 2 weeks. Okay, cut back on or eliminate watching the news. Okay, stop reading the magazines, stop reading the headlines on the newspapers, because they're all shock and horror. Okay, and my experience of doing this is anything that's really important in this world, someone will tell you about it. Your sister, your brother, your mum, okay, your friends. they might mention it in conversation. If something's very important, okay, i.e. we went through a pandemic, okay, I'm sure if you didn't watch the news at all, you would have known about that, okay? So if you aren't experiencing the life and the mental health and the happiness and the joy that you want, okay, it might be worth, and you are watching the news, it might just be worth trying this out, going on a bit of a media diet and just test and see how you feel, okay? It will massively help. So instead of these things, what you can do to replace them is listen to more uplifting podcasts, audiobooks. If you're having conversations with friends, family, or co-workers, and it's steering down the route of being negative, and you're conscious of this now, hopefully after watching this training, you're going to be a bit more conscious of this, start to steer the conversations back. I do this all the time with certain friends and family members. If I'm having a conversation with them and they're stuck in this loop of speaking about something negative, their problems, and it's not really solution focused and it's not going that way, then just steer the conversation in a different direction, because not only are you helping yourself, okay, but you're going to be massively helping them. All right. It's really important to start feeding your brain, not just with a healthy diet, but also what you're feeding your mind through your eyes and ears every single day, especially around negative news, media, and so forth. Okay. And again, I think this is the last slide on here, is about focusing on what's within your control. Okay. We've all got life stuff going on. There's challenges around every corner. Just as you feel like you've got all your ducks in a row, something happens, and then you're like, why is this happening to me? Okay, but it's life's happening for us. Okay, at the time when you're going through turmoil and adversity, you don't see it. It's hard to see. But when you look back at your life and certain challenges that you've been through, if you're actually honest with yourself, you can sort of see why that happened for you. Okay, so focus on what's within your control, and what's within your control is what we've been speaking about in this presentation. Okay, is looking at what you're thinking about each day. How is that impacting your choices? How is that impacting your actions and your behavior and how you show up on a daily basis? Okay, how's that then going to be affecting your feelings every single day? And ultimately, how is that going to be impacting the results that you're getting? Okay, so focus on what's within your control. Be consistent every single day with the things that you know that help you feel good as well. So your daily habits, okay, be consistent with them, regardless of whether you're feeling like it or not. Many people wait until they feel like doing something to take action, and I've been there, and everyone listening to this, I'm sure that you've been there once upon a time, okay, where you keep waiting to take new action, to do something, and just waiting until you feel better. Okay, and it's important to start taking action today, regardless of how you feel. Okay, start taking action with what I've shared with you in this presentation, and start working on changing your thoughts. And if you're not journaling already, that alone is a powerful process, because you can start to link how you've been feeling to what you've been thinking about. Who have you been spending time with? Where have you been? Okay, what tasks have you been doing that's been reducing your energy and making you feel stressed and overwhelmed? Okay, so please share your biggest takeaway from this training, okay, below. And any questions you've got as well, please drop them below as well. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you on the next training.